When COVID first became part of the news, I was extremely concerned about it because I have asthma and I have an autoimmune disease. So I started taking precautions, wearing a mask and gloves prior to the government and the scientists telling us to do so. Around March 21st, I started having some gastrointestinal problems, which cleared up rather quickly, but then within a couple of days, I started having breathing problems and coughing. I ignored it for a couple of days. Then by March 26th, I started with a horrible, horrible pain in my chest, feeling like I'd been hit with a brick. And the coughing began again. Now this was a really, really deep bronchial cough, and I was exhausted. I had no energy to do anything. On April 1st, I got the phone call that, guess what, you're positive. Most of my trouble has been the lungs, the breathing problems. I had to become my own doctor, which is what a lot of us have to do. Early on, you were told, don't go to the hospital, because they were afraid of overwhelming the hospital system. So the first week or so, I was very, very tired. I slept most of the time, coughed like crazy. They put me on doxycycline and the albuterol inhalers to start with. And then I started to feel a little bit better, and I thought, okay, this isn't so bad. I can handle a week or so of this. And I knew I was still, sort of in that danger zone of being contagious, so I didn't go anyplace. But around April 15th, I took a nosedive. Complete exhaustion. I lay in bed and I would sleep and sleep and sleep and think to myself when I would get some consciousness back and think, wonder if I go back to sleep if I'll ever wake up again. I did the up and down until about the beginning of May, and then, with headaches that were horrible in the back of my head and in my eye sockets. I had blurry eyes, painful eyes, my chest hurting like crazy, the coughing. Sometimes it was a dry cough, sometimes it was a deep bronchial cough. But then early one morning in May, I got up and I said, I can't take this anymore. I've got to go to the hospital. By June, I was actually doing better, and I thought, okay, I'm on the road to recovery. So June, July were fairly decent. August, all hell broke loose again, and I was sick as a dog, and I was ready to give up. I was feeling so sick, and again, it's the breathing problems for me that were causing me so much concern. The fact that I had to struggle so much. The heat and the humidity made me feel like I was suffocating when I would breathe. My oldest son, who lives in Scotland, said to me, I think we need to have a conversation about what your plans are for when you die. So at that point, I sort of pulled myself up by my bootstraps and thought, I've got to fight this. So I turned the corner. I got better. Not perfect, but I got better. Then in early October, same thing. Not as bad as the relapse in August, but I relapsed again. And it just comes and it goes. It does what it wants to do. As a long hauler, which is what I am now, I'm at 8.5 months since I got sick. I'm not COVID positive. I don't have the antibodies. But for now, what I try to do, the thing that's most important for me, is sharing my story and educating people about how serious this is. So it's real. This isn't a joke. This is not something you want to catch. You may be lucky, you may be asymptomatic, you may get it, get over it quickly, and I hope that happens if that's going to happen to you. But the reality is, you could end up in the hospital on a ventilator. You could lose your life. You could have long-haul symptoms that are going to affect other parts of your body, and you don't know whether or not those will ever get better. It's been a long road, but I keep a good attitude about it. I can't feel sorry for myself. I cannot go down that path. I just have to remain hopeful that they're going to figure something out, and they're going to be able to help us. I just hope there isn't anything permanent.